All right, we're taking a specific example in personal alchemy today of, we're looking at pH and minerals. And so I'm going to roundabout to this Isabel's question about, is there a protocol in Morley Robbins' root cause protocol system? Now, remember that I'm not Morley, and I'm giving you my best guess of what they've got, but let's go to a screen share and get rid of that now. So we need to provide context also of, iron, what is the protocol, but what is the root cause protocol? Well, the root cause protocol is really about the management of iron and oxygen so that we harness them correctly and we don't end up with oxidative free radicals. And that's what copper and magnesium are about, is the controlling of the oxygen and iron metabolism. So in a way, the more important elements are copper and magnesium, and also vitamin A, not D. A is your sunlight harvester. Vitamin D is your sunlight filter. So vitamin D is your sunglasses, and vitamin A is your sunlight harvester. Okay, so now we'll go to RCP.
And as a side note, I don't know if you still follow the Weston A. Price emails, but there was a big question which you might want to chime in on about if you eat liver or any other organ that has vitamin A, can you suffer from vitamin A toxicity?
No, absolutely not.
But you might want to chime in on that.
Okay. I know because of how much I've done it. I've taken through the standard process supplements. People look at how much vitamin A I'm getting and they freak out. And it's like, it's food. The body is not an automaton. It doesn't just take in blindly. It regulates. When the system's full, it takes in less. When the system's empty of a mineral, it takes in more. It's an intelligent system. And we treat it like an automaton. And I was talking to the class last night about, please avoid bad body. So many of us go, bad body, bad body. You shouldn't be doing that. Bad body. Don't ever do that to your body. It's never bad body. It's, wow, my body's doing the best it can given the circumstances I'm providing for it. Love our bodies. It's our earth suit for our soul. So never bad body. So Isabel, this is also available in the topic cabinet. If you go to the root cause protocol cover page. The main reason for those folks that haven't seen this before, for the RCP that I just stated, but you can see it in another format here. Iron carries oxygen, but only copper harnesses oxygen. When copper and iron get dysregulated, oxygen can no longer be metabolized properly, the very origin of oxidative stress. So when you have excess neurotransmitters, catecholamines, glucocorticoids, and steroid hormones, something's under stress. And that's the purpose of this protocol, is to get ourselves out of unknown stress. So their iron protocol then, depending on where the numbers are bad, is you've got to get enough magnesium in your body, first of all. And you've got enough copper in your body. So that means green juices and liver would be the first thing they'd recommend, or I would recommend. Green juices and liver. That's going to get you your copper and your magnesium and your vitamin A. Okay.
And the liver raw?
The liver raw, ideally.
And only beef liver and not chicken liver?
Hey, I'd say any freaking liver you can get in them is fine. Like I'm doing chicken livers right now and my energy goes through the roof every time I have a chicken liver. I can't believe how much energy I have after eating raw liver. Even the chicken ones blow me up.
In the GAPS eating plan, they recommend dicing the livers down to little small pellet sizes, putting them on a wax paper in the freezer, and then just plunk them in your mouth, like that.
They really work if you eat them whole. They really feel like sushi in a way. Mindset you have to shift. It's really, I know. A lot of people say that. I was blown away. Chewing them doesn't bother me at all. I thought it would.
Okay, guys, now here's the important piece. This is what you have to stop. if you want your iron to improve. You
Mm.
have to do the stops. No iron, see, no D3. Calcium, there are exceptions. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with him there. So zinc, take with copper. Molybdenum, sure. Synthetic ascorbic acid, see citrate, citric acid. High fructose corn syrup, omega oils, fluoride, colloidal silver is an interesting one. Look at that. Don't use colloidal silver regularly. Once in a while, it's fine. That's what they're saying. Then, see, just stopping these 12 is free.
Mm.
I don't know, I put the thyroid nodules in there. And
Which
then the
iron is
starts.
Which iron is low that they're referring to stopping these things? Ferritin? The stored iron?
Just don't take any iron supplements, is what they're saying across the
I
board.
know, but it says, well, you said if your iron is low, then stop these 12 things.
Right
which-
here, these 12 right here.
No, which iron is low? The ferritin amount or?
We don't know.
Oh.
We don't know, and that's where, you
It's
know,
only-
if the ferritin's low versus the serum iron's low versus the transferrin's low, or, you know, other factors are low, that's where you've got to have them come in and look at their lab work. We can't just give them a formula for that, unfortunately.
Okay.
It's a good question. Very good question, Monica. And then they have the starts in here, but I thought that it's another page. Here it is, handbook. It's RCP handbook version 10. Huh? Oh, it's taking a long time to load, I see. So this is another good article. It's in, see, there's the stops again. Okay, here, and here's the starts, you guys. So you got to build up your adrenals. They're saying step 1, start taking magnesium and minerals. Whole food C. Well, magnesium's already, and then see, step 5, liver. And then they're saying, see, the next step is mineralized filtered water, which I would say spring water, standard process Bs, wheat germ oil for your E, boron, look at that. Start using boron or borax and start taking cod liver oil. And then when you get that done, see, then taurine, silica, and iodine. And then I love this last one, number 19, joyful movement, regular sunlight, strengthening the bioenergetic field, release emotional stress. How awesome is that? Managing histamine levels means managing your awakening. What that really means is allergies are a sign of high hyperkundalini, and the body's going through a high level of transformation very quickly. So that means managing your awakening. So this is a great manual. It's 48 pages long. It really goes through all the things you need to be doing. So I highly recommend this, which this should be higher up. Let's rename that. 3. We'll move that one higher up on the ladder. There we go.
Great.
So that's sort of our the iron part and the RCP. What would you do if your iron was low? I wish I had, so there might be a different protocol if the serum iron is low, which means that's the iron in the blood, which you want to look at the hemoglobin levels, and that tells you how much of the iron in the blood is actually on the red blood cell. That's what hemoglobin is the saturation of iron in the red blood cell. Hemoglobin hematocrit. If your ferritin is low, then your stored iron, you're not storing iron well, and that's usually because there's something in the way of that. Then there's other iron numbers, like there's your red blood cell count. Well, if you have a small number of red blood cells, you're not going to have much iron circulating, are you?
No.
If you need 5 million, you only got 3 million. That means you got 2 million carriers short. which means the male isn't going to go out very good, which is the iron is the male. Right? You got 5 million postal workers and you're down to 3. That means there's 2 million delivery agents that aren't going out. That means your ferritin might be low because of that.
And the
That's why you
stored,
need a complete iron panel whenever they're giving you this kind of information.
and if the stored iron is low, you would probably ask if it's a female person,
Mhm.
right, about the menses,
Yeah.
because it could be that the person just had their period, and that is because the stored iron is low, or would that not affect that?
Yeah, contextualize it right. If she just had her period and she just did her blood work, of course it's going to look horrible. Right.
Yeah.
The
So
other one
that-
is there's a form of anemia that goes under the radar, you guys, and that's parasitic anemia, where the red blood cells literally get eaten by parasites like donuts.
Wow. So
And-
what is the appropriate time for a woman
Wow.
menstruating to take her blood? In the middle of the month?
10 days, I think.
Yeah, I'd wait till about day 10, right before ovulation. Day 8, 9, 10 probably be a good time. But it's okay to do it after you're bleeding. You just need to have a context for it. Like, okay, I'm going to have lower numbers because I lost some blood.
That blows my mind. A parasitic version of anemia? What?
Oh yeah, I have the footage.
Holy
I have the footage somewhere in my archives. I'll show you when I find it. It literally shows these parasites cruising along in the bloodstream, eating red blood cells like donuts.
And red blood cells look like donuts.
Yep, chomp, 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 chomp. I was mortified. It's absolutely mortified.
Funny.
But yeah, it's a form of anemia. And I got a client right now that she admitted to it last night.
Wow.
She's very pale. She can't gain weight. And I said, you've got parasites eating your blood probably. And she couldn't deny that.
Well, how could she affirm or deny it? What do you mean by that?
Well, she can't, right? She doesn't know. And she knows that she's weak.
Yeah.
And she needs to do her gut work. And she had low stomach acid. She's on 8 Zypan now for 4 months. And she's plateaued, 8 to 10 Zypan. And it's really cooking. It's cooking the cooker down below, right?
Mm.
If we don't make enough stomach acid, our immune system will never be healthy. That's why I focus on it with all my new clients that have gut problems. You've got to pump in the acid down there to cook all the bad stuff out, or you're never going anywhere. Never, never, ever, ever. Because the bugs have got to be replaced. And the bugs that are used to living in that alkaline pH are wimpy. The strong ones can't get through a good stomach acid. So stomach acid is important for your bone density, for your neurotransmitters, your protein absorption, your mineral absorption, but it's also important for your immunity, a 5th thing that we don't talk about a lot. And we don't make as much stomach acid when we're stressed out. You see the key for the whole worldwide conspiracy? Stress them out, make them full of fear. They don't make stomach acid, and you just slowly erode their health.
Can you say those 5 again? Immunity, strong bones, and whatnot?
Okay, immunity, minerals in general, which makes strong bones, protein, you need good stomach acid to absorb protein, which goes into your neurotransmitters, which goes into your insulin and your glucagon hormones, your blood sugar regulation. Protein gets made into collagen and new skin and tissue also. So, there's a lot of reasons why you want that stomach acid level to be adequate. You can assume if you're 40 years old or older that you're going to need some support potentially at some point with that. Really important point. It's like, the second health foundation is your digestion. You've got to be able to break food down. You got to be able to break down the house to its bricks to make it into your house for your being.
So that was 3: immunity, the minerals for stronger bones, protein. There were 2 more.
I just included neurotransmitters and some specifics, but if you just say protein, immunity, and minerals, that's really simple. Neurotransmitters are an example of protein. Bone density is an example of protein and mineral absorption. So those are those 2 extra 2. Okay, so we got a couple of minutes here. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoints to finish this recording. Okay, we go. So I want to go back to the review. What is pH? So do we all have a pretty good sense of what is pH now?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you got to keep coming back to it.
Yeah.
So remember, it's the amount of hydrogen. That's why it's called pH. See, the H is for hydrogen.
Percentage hydrogen.
Yeah, Carl had the definition down. I forgot what he said. I don't really care, but I know it involves hydrogen. So it's the more hydrogen ions, the lower the pH. So see, water is the closest, and that's H2O, right? Well, what does that equal? That's H plus H plus O, right? Right?
Uh-huh.
So then we can say H plus equals acid forming. Say OH minus equals alkaline forming. So there's water, right? You have H and OH. So this is called a hydroxyl radical. OH is called a hydroxyl, then lowercase, hydroxyl radical or hydroxyl group. So the more OHs, the more alkaline it is, and the more H's, the more acidic it is. So acid forming, lower pH, alkaline forming, higher pH. Does this help at all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Carl was talking about this at the community dinner a few weeks ago. It's very helpful. I found his explanation of the H and the OH part of water, because like H2O is close to 7 because it's just 2 H's and an O. But then these other ones, when that breaks up in solution, then it can turn into H's and OH's. So these would be closer to ions, right? I won't go too much into that. So let's give a couple of examples. The way you can measure it then is with these pH strips. See, this one goes from 5.5 to 8. So see, the more green or darker it gets when you put it in your mouth, the more alkaline your saliva is, and the more yellow it stays, because the strips will generally be yellow when you buy them. So that's a practical way to check this. There's two other more practical ways. I don't think I have it in here. Let's put it in real quick then.
I would love to see you standardize that it's small p, capital H.
Oh, sure, sure. Yeah, it's kind of a problem. So we have, I lost my,
Sorry.
there's a saliva. Yeah, I try to keep my editor off. So there's saliva challenge. There's a all veggie challenge. There's a fasting challenge. So the saliva challenge is the lemon juice one. Lemon juice in mouth. I'll put the particulars of that up. Lemon juice in mouth, then check saliva pH after. Should be alkaline. Why should the pH be alkaline after sucking on an acid lemon juice?
Because your body reacts
Mm-hmm.
to the lemon as
Mhm.
alkaline, not acid.
Mm-hmm.
It
So
changes.
mucus is by definition alkaline.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought that.
By definition, right? If you have acidic lemon juice coming in, the body's saying, I don't want to dissolve my cheek lining, so I'm going to make alkaline mucus to buffer the acid in my mouth. Otherwise my teeth and tongue will dissolve. So that's what the mucus is doing, is the body's incorporating alkaline minerals into the mouth very quickly so it doesn't dissolve the mouth. That's what the mucus is doing. So if you can't mount an alkaline response, then you can't cleanse.
Mhm.
Let me repeat that. If you can't mount an alkaline response to a simple acid of lemon juice, how the hell are you going to buffer all the acids of purification when you're cleansing? You're not.
Can you clarify what you mean when you say if you cannot mount, the word mount? What does that mean in this context?
It means you cannot produce, you don't have the available minerals in your body to mount an alkaline response.
Okay, got it.
It's just that simple. An all veggie one, if you eat all veggies for a day, that's really going to clean out a bunch of waste, right? You take your saliva pH after 24 hours on a veggie challenge, 24 hours veggies only. Then you check saliva pH there, saliva and urine pH check. There's a fasting challenge. So again, no food or water 24 hours. Water only, ideally, water only or electrolyte. No, it's water only, actually, because you got to just see what you have available. Water only to see what I got.
And can you clarify, Craig, under lemon juice, how soon you should be checking your pH?
Yeah, I got that. I hope it's really easy to find. pH test explained. There we go. Lemon and saliva test. Oh no, it won't let me cut and paste. You guys suck. Okay, I have to fix this, but I'll blow it up for now. You can see it. So see, part one is just a saliva pH. And then the lemon and saliva, so you use a quarter cup of lemon, swish around just once, then swallow, wait 1 minute, then take 6 readings about 10 seconds apart. At least 3 of the readings must show 8 or higher. So you wait a minute, Isabel. You just swish the juice around once or twice, wait a minute, then take 6 readings. You're not swishing the lemon juice around your mouth for more than 1 or 2 swishes.
Oh, so you don't even swallow it, you just swish it.
No, he said.
Right here, swish around just once before swallowing.
But can't swallow a quarter cup in one gulp, so it's a little longer, but that's all right.
It's a couple tablespoons. I mean, it's 2 tablespoons. It's not like it's a huge amount. But yeah, you get it in, swish around, swallow, and then wait a minute. So yeah, I think they want you to swallow it because it's not in your stomach now. So see, if you do the urine test after this veggie, to complete this testing sequence, eat only vegetables and their juices for 24 hours. And see, you want to be, your urine pH should be right here.
And what
then
is this document being called?
pH tests explain, but I have to, it won't let me, I can't edit at all.
Could you put the link into the PowerPoint?
Yeah, I really want to fix this, but I'll put it in for now. Okay, I'll put it in, there it is. Link to Monica's thing, PH testing document. So it'll be right there, Isabel.
Thank
I'll
you.
insert right there. What the fuck? Okay, and I'll make this bigger. We gotta bold that stuff. Bold it 18, and we'll make it black. That's easier to find. But I need to change that. That document looks horrible, and we're at 1 now anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off the recorder and